Alright, here we go. Latest updates, I'm pretty much done. I haven't been doing any RC stuff. My back's been totaled for quite a while now. I think it's many months. Pretty much since last spring, I think. My back's been pretty bad, but trying to get back in. This is some of the stuff that we've done to the Baja since the last video. Trying to change over this box in the front, but I haven't had the money to finish it. Did a new tank because the tank had paint particles and stuff inside it. It was getting too old. I think the tank was 4 or 5 years old. The rest of the stuff, small changes in the front end. Did the A-arms, hubs, extensions. Managed to keep all this stuff with a quick connect, Kraken. Took the BZM out. Was pressing against the plate, doing something. I couldn't get it to run. It's got to be stripped down, and the head's got to be sealed. I guess BZM had a problem with a bunch of the 28 cartoons with the head seals, and I got a few good runs out of it before it actually went, and not quite sure the procedure to fix it yet, so it's kind of on the shelf. Come around to this new towers. Shocks I did last year. Nice cover. Added some more red, opened it up so you can see the gear train that's been upgraded as well. A lot of stuff that you can't see has been done. But I think it came out pretty good. I want to get a bigger engine. This is a G32, as I know it. It's got the angle shred stack. Power wears, went to town. Digital servo, all 7.4. Looks real good with the body on. Got the turtle racing, my back. Obviously these pull starts are great. I had to put the choke back on to start quicker, less pulls. Dust guard. That's more for the electronics and the battery, just to help with the front tire spray off. The hardest part about this kit was how thick the Lexan is. The regular tools just don't work with it. Even the scissors couldn't handle it. Pretty easy to put on. Line up the post in the front with the holes. Then you line up the two rods. Bang. Body on. Clips in. You're done. Kind of wanted to do a video to preserve the newness, because one run and she ain't gonna look like this no more. So that way look at it later. Yes, those are hostile. Hard. With 0 foams. Hostile. They're expensive. But I'm hoping to get more out of them. Rototillin. Yeah, change the dominator pipe. CBI with the dominator. Change the bar in the back because it had a big cut in it for the CBI. I like it in red. That's good. Shit amount of money, so this is it. She's going to the beat trail. Yes, and the fender flaps don't quite line up anymore. Looks cool though, don't it? Yeah, that's how much wider it is now. Wasn't really a big fan of the sand rail when I was a kid. They're glamorous. I always thought they looked stupid. And the only time really this one looks good is when it's doing a wheel. See what I mean? Sharp looking. Sorry about the shaking, I can't help it. Alright. Piggyback shocks. I haven't tried them out, so I'm not going to say nothing about them until after I get a chance to try this stuff out. I have not run this. We heat cycled it in that video, and that's it. It's at about 15 minutes on the engine. Now we got to start putting around. But I hope you enjoy it. Sorry about the shaking again. Can't help it. Be in mind that the quick disconnect thing, you're gonna have to think it up. Scrap parts and stuff, what was left, it wasn't that hard. Use the post from the front, epoxy, screw drilled the 2 posts to the body, the frame or whatever, that was easy. Came up with a couple of studs for the frame that this quick knockoff, so I epoxied some sockets on the top, and in the back there's 2 little pins that hold down the back part to block the circle altogether. Wow, this phone's getting wicked hot. I believe this is it. These are the pins for the back. Drop those in, put the pins in. Those are the knockoffs. Go on the 2 posts right up here. See that little post sticking out? Just screw that right on. I used an old Savage wheel nut, the socket that fit it, epoxied the socket on, bango, quick knock off. And nice ones too, you're not going to lose them. Well, you could, but it's much harder to lose. You're outside and you got to get the body off, and you take the clips or pins out, you end up losing them. It's got 2 pins that hold up here. That's it. I was able to keep the front bumper and the rear bumper. I did not use the kraken rear. I got the RPM Dominator extension for this pipe. My wet dream for this would be to go with a twin inline RC Max 80 or 70 and then run twin side pipes out the right side of the body, down over through. But I don't think I'd be able to do quick connect with that system. I'd have to revamp it all. There is room back there for the CPI, but it's not easy. Ends up hitting everywhere. So be prepared to be crafty. Or you can just do the regular kit, you know, get the quick fill. You don't need to take it off unless you got to work on it. But at least we got something for the archive here. I didn't think this was going to be that popular, but apparently everybody loves it. So I figured I'd do one last video before we go get it all nasty. Preservation purposes. That's one of the downfalls, I think, of the bar jaw. It looks cool and everything, but I can't get my hands inside the stock cage. My hands are too big. So every time we had a problem, I was scraping my knuckles up and bending over, killing my back. I have 2 pinched or damaged nerves, so my sciatica has pretty much had it. So I'm actually thinking about trying drill start on this. There's enough room for it. It would go right out the back side. And you'd plug a drill bit right in there, and that would start the rig. But it's another battery. It's another thing that you gotta drag along around with you. The pull start, you don't have to drag it, it stays right there. You don't have to charge a battery. You don't need an extra thing to bring with you when you go out, because it becomes a hassle when you gotta round up all this stuff. But here's the engine. But that'll wrap this up.